Okay, we are going to finish our birch trees today. Just as a reminder, we were talking about the element of art, or the part of art called value. And value, let me get my paper out, is the difference between light and dark and everything in between. Okay, so light, medium, and dark. Okay, and remember I did this with my pencil to show you that if I press soft, it's lighter, and as I start to press harder, we go through the mediums, and then really hard at the end is dark. Okay, but we picked out 3 different colors, okay, that are naturally just lighter and darker. Okay, so yellow green is naturally a light color. Yellow, pink, they're naturally light colors. This kind of teal green is a good medium, and I have a pine green, which makes a good dark. Okay, orange or red, or kind of a fuchsia pink, those are good medium colors. Purple and blue are good dark colors. Okay, so I need to finish my light grass. I chose to do light at the top. Remember, you could have done light at the bottom. Okay, so you might have stopped in your medium color. So what we want to do right now is we want to just finish filling up our layers of grass. So wherever you left off, you're just going to continue. If you need to look at the back, so I wrote down my color here where I left off. I had to use yellow green. Okay, if you had 2 colors, start wherever you left off. Okay, so find the color you need, and we're gonna continue making our grass. Now remember, I'm not just coloring, I'm doing little lines to show the texture of the grass, and I'm not going through my trees. The grass is behind the trees in the background. Okay, so I have to stop when I get to the tree and start again on the other side. Okay. I'm going to start using the other side of the crayon because I'm getting to the point where I need to peel, but so you don't have to wait for me to peel the crayon, I'm just going to use the back side. Okay, now I just have a short little space at the top, but I want to fill that in. Okay, I want to fill in the background until there's no white left in the background. Only my trees will have white. Okay. All right. So if you need to keep filling up your grass, go ahead and pause the video and fill up your grass all the way to the top. And then you can press play again because we're going to move on to the next part. Okay? Now the next part, what I'm going to do, let me show you this one here, is I'm going to pick 3 more colors that kind of will go with the colors I've already chosen, okay? To do also light, medium, and dark. So I picked a light blue to go on top of kind of my mint green here. And I picked like a medium blue and then a darker blue. And what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna cover my grass, but I'm going to just put little sections of these new colors on top. I'm gonna layer it on top of the grass I've already made to kind of create some different, it looks like, you know, there's some shadowy areas, or some areas have more light than others, okay? And that's just gonna give our picture a little bit more depth, and it's gonna make it a little bit more interesting, okay? We're gonna add depth and texture to make it really look like it's the grass kind of growing underneath the trees in the forest, okay? So you might wanna get your test paper out. And I think, let's see, what would be good to go with I think I'm gonna do blues. I'm gonna try to do blues on top of my greens, okay? So I need to find a light, a medium, and a dark blue. I'm gonna get some different blues out and test them. All right, depending on what box of crayons you have, you might be doing, I'll show you how to pick some colors for these too, okay? So let's see, I have navy blue would be dark, right? I'm not sure if that will show up on the other one. Let's try this one, midnight blue. That one's gonna be better, I think, on top of this. So I'm gonna choose midnight blue to match my dark green. Let's see, this cornflower, that's a good light blue. Let's see what else would be a good light blue. Let's test this denim. Ooh, that's dark. I didn't expect that. You know, this might be a good, I'm gonna use this one instead on my dark. So I'm gonna put navy blue over here. Oh, you know, maybe I'll use navy blue as my medium. Okay, so I think I got it. Let's do this cornflower, navy, and denim. Okay. So I have a light, medium, and a dark blue picked out to layer here. Let's look at what kind of colors we could use here. So on top of pink, I could potentially do like an orange. Okay, that could be a good light color to go on top of the pink. For medium, on top of this one, I could maybe do let's see what this light purple looks like. Yeah, that could be a good medium color to go on top of this guy. And then dark, maybe I use a dark blue to go on top of my purple. Okay, if I were doing colors to go with these ones, maybe I would do let's see, maybe a light green on top of my yellow. Maybe more of a red color on top of my orange. Maybe a dark green on top of my blue. Oh, that one's not dark enough. Whoops. Picked the wrong one. Dark green on top of my blue, or even a dark purple. Like a blue violet or a regular purple. Okay? So those are options to go with these types of colors. Okay? So now that we've figured out our options, I'm going to move on to layering. Okay, so my dark color, denim is my dark, so I'm going to start at the bottom with the denim. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start where I'm going to have shadows are like directly under the trees. So I'm going to start, and under each tree, I'm going to kind of make a section of with my dark blue. Okay? Just to start off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of extend those sections here and there. I just want them to kind of sporadic or just kind of spread out to kind of create some different texture and layering. Okay, I don't want to cover up everything that I've already made. I just want to create some sections, okay? All right, I think that is probably, let's do one back here. I think that that's probably good. Okay, I just have some sections throughout. I'll do one down here. Okay, so I'm gonna set this one aside. I'm done with this one. Now my medium color was my midnight blue here. So I'm gonna do the same thing with my middle section, okay? So this is my medium. The middle section should always be the medium color, okay? And I'm just gonna do little sections of this layered color. Again, I'm not coloring, I'm staying behind my trees, so my trees should stay white right now. All right, I think maybe just a little bit of extra in some of these sections. Just so it's not perfect or even, we want to kind of just keep it interesting. Okay, so I think that looks good. So now I'm gonna move on to my light section. I have this one's called cornflower. Okay, so my light blue. And I'm gonna repeat over here. You might have to press a little bit harder when you're layering like this, because crayons are made of wax, and once there's wax on the paper, there's less paper to make the wax go onto the paper, okay? So you might have to press a little bit harder. To get it to show. And it might just depend on the color you use. Some colors are gonna transfer to the page a little bit better than others. It just depends. Okay, but just kind of spread them out. Do a little bit here, a little bit there. Just to create some of that texture. Okay, so I think that looks good. I'm done with my layering, okay? Now the last part, and this part is important, even though it's what we're doing last. We're gonna create a shadow on the sides of our trunks, of our tree trunks. And it's gonna help make them look more three-dimensional or more round, okay? Because the trunk is round in real life, right? So what I wanna do is I wanna pick out a gray or a tan color. So I'm looking for gray. Let me get my test paper over here. I have two different grays. This one is regular gray, it's dark. This one is called Timberwolf, and it's a little bit lighter of a gray, okay? So this one's a little darker, this one's a little bit lighter. I'm gonna use both of these. If you don't have two grays, a good color might be like a tan, or even a tan and a peach. So peach would be lighter, tan would be darker, or you could use tan and gray. Okay, so gray is darker, tan is a little bit lighter. So these are some options. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the dark color first. And I'm going to just, I don't want to color up and down. I want to color side to side. Okay, so the same direction that I made these lines. Okay, like I'm going into my tree. And I'm just going to, on the very edge, less than halfway, use my dark gray. And then what I'm going to do after that is my lighter gray. I'm just going to go a little bit further in, like to the middle about, with my lighter gray. And the reason I'm doing this is, oops, whoop. Okay. Brushing off those crumbs. In real life, a shadow, if the light is coming from over here, okay, the light is coming from this side. Okay, so pretend like this hand is light. So the shadow is going to be on this opposite side of the tree because it's furthest away from the light. So this side, this edge is going to be the darkest, and kind of as it starts to move around, the shadow is going to get a little bit lighter. So that's why I'm going to use two colors. Okay, the dark gray on the very, very edge and the lighter gray next to it. Okay? And if you're in a forest, the light is going to be coming from probably the sun, okay? So let's just assume it's the sun. So there's one sun, and if it's over here, the shadow's going to be on the same side for all the trees, okay? It's going to look funny if I did a shadow on this side for this tree, and then I switched to this side for this tree, okay? So I want to keep it consistent. So I'm going to do it on the same side for all the trees. It's easier for me to color it when it's sideways, so I'm going to keep it this way and repeat. Okay, dark gray first. Just on the edge. Light gray, about to the middle. Okay, so you might be using gray for the outside, for the edge, and then tan or peach to go a little bit further into the middle. Okay, but we're going through the same motions. Our colors might be a little different, but we're doing the same thing. So start to look how much more round these trees' trunks look than these. These look pretty flat, okay? And these are starting to look a little bit more round, okay? Just because of our shadows. Pretty cool. Okay, it's looking 3D or three-dimensional. It's pretty awesome. It's a cool trick. All right, 2 left. All right, last one. Okay, brush off some of those crumbs that are left over. But this is what, when you've done your last shadow on your last tree, you're finished. If you haven't finished yet, just keep going until you finish all the trees. And I know this picture is a lot of steps, but it always turns out really awesome. And it's cool looking. We've got a beautiful forest, and I cannot wait to see how yours turned out. I'm sure they look awesome.